My 20F boyfriend's 21M, mom found out that I have polyamorous parents. He is pulling away. What can I do to help her understand? I, 20F, have polyamorous parents. I have always had polyamorous parents. This is nothing new, as they have been together for almost 22 years. This may seem like a lot of repetition, but I'm really angry. My boyfriend, 21M, and I met in our first year of university, and we have been together for 2 years. He has met my parents, been to our cottage, and has things in common with all 4 of them. He has never once mentioned that he finds them weird or made any negative comments about them. Where I live, you can have up to 4 people on your birth certificate. This is important to the story. I was at my boyfriend's house today, spending time with him because he lives in the same city where our university is. I'm from just over 4 hours away, so I live in student housing. While I was at his house, I got an email from the university that it needed my SIN and my birth certificate so that I could facilitate changing my major. I texted my mama, one of my mothers, and asked her to email a copy to me, which she did. I was talking with my boyfriend's mom when my mama, sent me my birth certificate. When I opened the PDF to make sure that it was the correct document, my boyfriend's mom saw that I have 4 parents on my birth certificate. She began to ask questions, and when I told her that I have 4 parents, it took her a while to realize that I meant what I said, and I don't have step-parents, but 4 parents who lived together and raised me and my siblings. She got all quiet before asking me to go back to campus. I was confused but did leave. I texted my boyfriend afterward, and I asked him if there was something I did. He said no, but has been giving me non-answers. I'm studying for midterms and feeling stressed out, and like my relationship is going to implode. How do I navigate this conversation in a way that doesn't make him feel alienated or hurt his feelings? Too long did not read. My 20F, boyfriend, 21M, of 2 years is pulling away after his mom discovered I have polyamorous parents from my birth certificate. Anyone else really curious about this very real place where 1. You can have 4 parents on your birth certificate, and 2. You need to present your birth certificate to change your university major? It's the same day. How much are you texting while studying that he's given you multiple non-answers? And she was peering so closely over your shoulder, she saw all the lines on your document? Sorry, but you won't be able to. And trying to make her understand will only make it worse. If something as having 4 parents can make your relationship go down the drain, you deserve someone better. Simple as that. I 26F feel useless in my relationship 29M. Am I the problem in my relationship? I, woman 26 years old, and my boyfriend, man 29, have been together for a little over a year, and our relationship has several problems that I honestly don't know how to solve. One of the problems in my relationship is the lack of communication. He gets upset about things, doesn't tell me, it's obvious he's upset, and if I insist, he says it's my imagination. Another problem is that he never makes an effort to take me out, but only goes out with his friends. Right now he's with them, and in 2 days he'll go out again. He works from home, but spends the whole day in his friend's office. They are professors and have private offices. The impression I get is that he's obsessed with them. Everything that involves fun always involves his friends and not me. And this really bothers me because the way I see it is that he doesn't care about doing anything with me. I feel useless in this relationship. I try to talk about the things that bother me, but lately it's been going very wrong. In one of our last arguments, he told me I'm spoiled and childish and that it's annoying and unbearable to date me. On other occasions, he said that nothing he does pleases me, that I always have something to complain about. He's not a bad person. He's a hardworking, dedicated, and very responsible guy. He always pays for things for me and gives me many gifts, even though I say I don't like it because it bothers me that he spends so much on me. He has many good qualities, and sometimes I think maybe I'm ruining our relationship. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm extremely confused and don't know what to do. Stop dating any man who doesn't like you. Like this one. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I invite you to consider the possibility that you aren't doing anything wrong. Is he intimate with you? Is he loving? I, 24M, plan to emigrate long-term, but my partner, 28F, doesn't want to move, looking for advice on handling a potential breakup. Too long did not read. I, 24M, want to emigrate in /1.5 years, but my girlfriend, 28F, doesn't want to move. We love each other, but our long-term goals conflict, looking for advice on handling this and timing how to tell her. I'm 24M and have wanted to move abroad for about 5 years. This isn't sudden or impulsive. I even went back to school so that I could study and chose my field specifically so I could build a life in another country. I've been working toward this consistently for years and never really doubted that this is what I want. My girlfriend, 28F, moved here a few years ago to escape a country she can't return to. She left her entire life behind and came with nothing. She built her life here from scratch and finally feels stable and secure. For her, this is home. She took long to decide where to go to. She doesn't want to move again. Her priority is getting citizenship here to be free from her home country. The problem is that I'm deeply unhappy where I live. It's not just a bad phase. I don't feel aligned with the overall environment, and I can't see myself building a long-term future here. I feel strongly that I need to leave and start fresh somewhere else. I know that it's an issue with this country. It's nothing easily fixable, and I really don't want to stay. I understand that no country is perfect, but this one doesn't feel right for me. We love each other a lot. We've been together for 2 years. I've been open from early on that I want to move abroad one day, so this hasn't been a secret. Whenever we talked about it, she would say she believes in us and wants to stay together, but she doesn't want to move. I'm also the only family she has here. Her parents live in her home country, and she hasn't seen them since she moved. She has told me I'm the most important person in her life. I know leaving would hurt her deeply. She's emotionally dependent on me, which is hard for me to carry. Also, she loves my parents and told me multiple times she feels at home with them. She's also in the middle of her studies, which are challenging in a different language, not English, and she has to finance her life entirely on her own. Life for her is really hard. If I stay, I'm afraid I'll eventually resent it. If I leave, I'll break her heart. I'll be done with my current commitments in about 1 to 1.5 years, and then I plan to move. It's eating me up inside thinking about it while I spend time with her. I'm looking for advice on when and how to tell her about my plans now, in 1 year, how to approach this situation as considerately as possible. Experiences from people whose life directions didn't align with their partners. Has anyone been in a similar situation? How did you decide what to do, and what did you learn? I'd keep tapping it for about another year or so, and then about 2 months before departure let her know. Tell her now. Some people aren't meant to be in our lives forever, but only for a short while. It seems your time together is limited, so just be honest so you can make the most of what you have left. Enjoy her company while you can then piece her out. Thumbs up. 23M and 21F relationship dynamic post moving in together. How do I repair the relationship dynamic here, or is it too late? Some background: my boyfriend and I, F, are both in our early 20s. We moved in together a few months ago now, as we both agreed that it would be nice, as well as a good financial opportunity given our ages. We were together for a little over 2 years prior to move-in. At first, things were pretty normal. We still spent time together doing fun things, the occasional dinner date and whatnot. Slowly, this whole deal started to change. I ended up being the only one doing housework, and he started to claim he doesn't have money for dates, and he would really only compliment me as a means for intercourse. This behavior continued, so I confronted him. He blew up the first time, saying I make him miserable, literally only had brought up doing dishes at this point, and it just ended really poorly. The next day, he took out the trash, wow, and acted like nothing happened. Then, of course, this cycle has just continued. I have confronted twice now, with no resolution. I just stopped doing literally any dishes, laundry, or any of that stuff that he dirted. He hasn't done laundry in at least a month. He won't even fill up the water filter thing. He has been saying I've been cold and complaining, but then only acting like he can tolerate me when he wants to do the deed. On top of this behavior, he has now decided anything he buys groceries-wise is strictly for his use, but he will drink my sodas without asking. Honestly, all of this is so different from the man I met in the first place and truly love. I just feel as though he gets a maid with benefits, and I get to put in all the labor and not even be able to use the damn olive oil he buys. I'm just wondering if anyone has any advice on what I can do to wake him up to this / create some kind of positive change. I can't keep up like this as it is. You'll know for your next relationship that you have to have these discussions before you move in. Living with someone is work, even if it's someone you love. Run. Far and fast. This is your relationship. Him expecting you to cater to his needs, and him only caring about himself. This is a hard lesson to learn. You two are incompatible unless you accept this as your life now. The writing is now on the wall. Mask dropped. He is not worth sticking with.